Hey, what is going on, football fans? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, consider subscribing and also hit the like button down below. Alright, so I've done my coaches rankings for the ACC and the SEC. Now, in this video, I will be ranking my coaches for the Big 12. So we have a few new teams in the Big 12 this year. I know Utah, Arizona, and Arizona State, they have joined, and then along with Colorado. So 16 teams in the Big 12, so it's going to be interesting to see how some of these new teams, how they do going forward. So as I explained in my ACC and SEC videos, I have these coaches ranked 1 through 16, and I have them color-coded. So the coaches that are in green, those are obviously the ones that are safe when it comes to job security. The ones that are in yellow, they are not just yet on the hot seat, but it wouldn't hurt if they started to pick things up and get their team back on track. And then the ones in red, those are the ones that are definitely on the hot seat, and they need to at very least go to a bowl game if they want to keep their jobs. So without further ado, here is my rankings, my coaches' rankings for the Big 12 for the 2021 or 2024 season. So we'll first, number one on my list is Kyle Whittingham at Utah. So Kyle Whittingham, the job he's done at Utah has been very good. 21st season, his overall record is 162-79. He's won multiple conference titles when Utah was in the Pac-12, and then won multiple bowl games. But this is Utah's first year in the Big 12. Now, some of the teams that came over with them from the Pac-12, they'll still play, but can they translate that into a new conference? We'll have to wait and see. But Kyle Whittingham, he's a very good coach, and he is number one on my list. Number two is Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State. So again, just like with Kyle Whittingham, Mike Gundy, he's going into his 20th season at his alma mater. He does have one Big 12 title. His overall record is 166-79. Multiple 10-win seasons. I mean, you can't really ask for much more if you're Oklahoma State. So I have Mike Gundy at number two. Number three on my list is Chris Klieman at Kansas State. So he's going into his sixth season with the Wildcats. His overall record is 39-24, 2 bowl wins, and they also won the Big 12 in 2022, a team that they beat in TCU in the Big 12 title game. TCU went to the national championship game that year, so that's pretty remarkable. And now that Texas and Oklahoma is gone, who knows, Kansas State might be able to rise up and might become top of the conference again. We'll have to see how things turn out. But I have Chris Klieman at number three. Number four on my list is Lance Leipold at Kansas. So his overall record at Kansas is 17-21 going into his fourth season. But last year is when things started to turn the corner. Kansas went 9-4 last year, and I expect them to keep things going this year. So he's done a very, very good job at Kansas, especially at a school like Kansas that's not really known for football. And so I have Lance Leipold at number four. Number five is Matt Campbell. And just like with Lance Leipold, Matt Campbell, the job he's done at Iowa State is very good. He's going into his 9th season there. 53-48 overall, multiple bowl wins. Over the last 3 years, though, Iowa State has kind of slid a little bit. They've gone 7-6, 4-8, and then 7-6 again last year over the past 3 years. But he's brought respectability to Iowa State, and you can't really ask too much more for that. So I have Matt Campbell at number five. Number six on my list is Joey McGuire at Texas Tech. Going into his third season, 15-11 record. In his first 2 years, not only did they go to a bowl game, but they won. And, I was a guy that was kind of skeptical about this hire at first, but it turns out I was proven wrong. So, he's done a very good job with the Red Raiders. Now, can they take that next step forward and contend in the Big 12? So I have Joey McGuire at number six. Number seven is Sonny Dykes at TCU. So third season with the Horned Frogs. Now we all know about the his first year at TCU where they went 13-2. They won. They went to the college football playoff, and they not only went to the college football playoff, they went to the championship game as well. But last year they slid back and they went 5-7. So my question for TCU is, can they get back to where they were? Can they get back to that level in that they were in 2022? So because of that, I have Sonny Dykes at number 7. Number 8 is Neal Brown at West Virginia. And who would have thought that Neal Brown would even be on this list, let alone ranked mid-pack at number 8? So he's going into his 6th season with West Virginia. His overall record there is 31-29. 2 bowl wins, including last year when nobody expected West Virginia to do what they did. They went 9-4. They won the bowl game. And so the question is, though, did Neal Brown overachieve? Did West Virginia overachieve last year? So we'll only find out this year. But he definitely saved his job for sure. I know I had no I didn't think he would be back after the 2022 season. So, but he's done a good job. He saved his job in Morgantown. So can he keep it going? Number 9 on my list is Gus Malzahn at Auburn. So he's going into his, or I'm sorry, I said Auburn. I meant UCF. Sorry. So he's going into his 3rd season with Central Florida. And this will be UCF's 2nd year in the Big 12. Their overall record is 24-16. Or his overall record is 24-16. And I know I think Gus Malzahn is a good coach with the success he had at Auburn. They won the SEC in his first year, beat Alabama quite a few times. So overall, I think Gus Malzahn is a good coach, but I think they need to take another step forward if they want to contend in the Big 12. So moving to number 10, and we have our first coach that needs to pick it up a little bit, and that is Kalani Sitake at BYU. So he's going into his 9th season with BYU. His overall record is 61-41, but you got to remember, the majority of those games were when BYU was an independent. This is just their 2nd year in the Big 12, and where they're playing tougher competition, they only went 5-7 last year. So that's alarming if you're BYU. So they need to win at least 7 games, win at least 7 games. Certainly go to a bowl game. That would help his job security a whole lot. And so because of that, I think I'm not going to say Kalani Sitake is on the hot seat right just yet, but he needs to at least get back to a bowl game if he wants to return for another year in Provo. So number 11 is Willie Fritz at Houston. So this is his first year with Houston. So, of course, a first-year head coach is not going to be on the hot seat. But he comes over from Tulane, was very successful there. Went to a New Year's Six Bowl a couple years ago, won the AAC, nearly won it last year. And so, can he translate that over to a power conference? So we'll see. But I have Willie Fritz at number 11. Oh boy, number 12. Look who's number 12, y'all. Old prime time, Deion Sanders. So, and yes, I do have a 2nd-year head coach on the hot seat. When you look at all the hype that was surrounding Deion when he was hired at Colorado, everyone, all the celebrities were going to game. I mean, primetime television on ESPN, Saturday night games. And last year was a complete disaster for Colorado. And yes, I do think Deion, considering the expectations, all the players that they recruited from the transfer portal last year, and it has not panned out. And it's pretty clear to me Deion is not a good coach. And I don't know if this is just a publicity stunt for his sons, most notably his son, Shedeur Sanders, who's the quarterback. So we'll see. I don't know. I mean, Colorado's losing recruits left and right. A lot of players have transferred out recently. So we'll see. But I think it's safe to say the hype train has derailed in Colorado. And I know I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack for this, but hey, I'm just calling things like I see it, but I'm not very high on Deion Sanders as a head coach at all. So, you know, we'll see. But yeah, I definitely think Deion is on the hot seat for sure. Number 13 on my list is Dave Aranda at Baylor. So he's going into his fifth season with Baylor. And outside of 2021, where they won the Big 12, his tenure at Baylor has been very disappointing. His overall record is 23-25. And so, at the very least, Baylor they need to get back to a bowl game, or else I think Dave Aranda, there's no way that he comes back next year. So, but yeah, it's been a disappointing last couple of years for Baylor. So they need to get back on track. Number 14, I had a tough time with this one, with Scott Satterfield. So when he was hired at Cincinnati, he was already on the hot seat at Louisville. He was at Louisville before he left there to come to Cincinnati. And I debated on putting him in the heating up tier, in the yellow column. And you know what? I think he is, honestly. I'm not saying he's on the hot seat, but Cincinnati, you know, they're a proud program. They've been very successful over the years, but this is also their second year in a power conference. But you also got to look at the fact that as a group of five, they made the college football playoff when it was just four teams. So I'm not gonna change it right now, but I think you got to put Scott Satterfield in the yellow column. I just don't know if this is going to be a good hire for Cincinnati. And then number 15 is Kenny Dillingham at Arizona State. There's not really a whole lot to say here. He's in his second year. They went 3-9 last year. Arizona State was in a mess when he was first hired. When Herm Edwards, all the recruiting violations and stuff. So we'll see. We'll see if they can improve this year. And then number 16 is Brent Brennan at Arizona. So again, he takes over for Jedd Fisch, and you know Jedd Fisch left Arizona in a very good place. You know, you always want to leave a place in better shape than you found it, and I think that Jedd Fisch did just that. Now, can Brent Brennan do the same thing at Arizona? So that is my coaches rankings for the Big 12 in 2024. Let me know down below in the comments section, guys. Who do you think? What are your rankings, and who do you think could be possibly on the hot seat this upcoming season? Thank you all so much for watching. Catch you next time.